Hello everybody. Now this is a quick tutorial on how to potentially submit your article to many article sites in a way that's manageable. As you can tell, I have a lot of article sites that I can submit an article to, and I particularly use this tool. I've tested many of them. This is one of the ones that has worked best for me, and that's why I wanted to make a little quick tutorial for those who are um, in the same place that I was when I started this. And what it allows me to do is submit to many article sites in a way that is still pretty semi-automated, and I can get more articles in so that I can get more link juice or link love back to my site or the sites that I choose to actually promote. So what I do is pretty simple. I'm just like an article. I'm not going to talk about mail lists. I'm going to talk about article options here. Um, this particular time I decided to write about health and an issue of how to use it that you can try to stay healthy in this swine flu uh, news media stuff that's going on nowadays. And obviously it falls into health, alternative health, self-help, home, wellness, and so forth. I do have pretty self-explanatory things like here the swine flu and some of the keywords that you would want to put in. But here's where the power of this lies for me. Most article sites want some original content. That's what they want. So they want some variety. They don't want the exact same article being posted on their site as somebody else already has. That's not as effective because it doesn't show up as much on the search engines. So they want some variety. So how do you do that in a way that you don't have to do it all the time manually? A pretty simple way to do it is for you to use something like this. Now, for example, let's say I have a sentence here that says, while you are still healthy and not showing symptoms of whatever, of swine flu, let's say I wanted to change that sentence a little bit. It says, while you are still, and you see the squirrely bracket, and I say healthy, pipe, healthful, pipe, wholesome, pipe. In case you don't know what pipe is, that little straight up line in your keyboard. What it does, it allows you to be able to provide three different ways to say that same sentence and still mean the same thing. While you are still healthy, or the next time it'll say healthful, or the next time it'll say wholesome. It'll randomly pick some of those words so that it'll just show that one word, and I'll show you in a minute how it actually does it, but still have the same meaning. And it meets the criteria of an article site that you don't have. It's not the exact same content. And this feature can be applied on the titles. It can be applied to full sentences. It can be applied into your entire article body, which as you can tell, here's the article body, and it has them all over the place. So it has a lot of variety, and it's still saying the same thing. So once you've set that up one time for that one article, now that can be submitted to all those sites that you have and that you've registered for. In this case, I have about 50 of them, and I have more that I'm going to be putting in there. It allows you to be able to submit that content to all those sites. Now, here's how cool this is. Let's go to the author options. On here, you have the actual site that I may be promoting, and I may have some of the actual content that I have there for my bio or my resource box. And then the last little thing I've got to do is to actually preview and start the post. Now, I can't do that until I log in, and that's done in the browser section. So I'm going to go ahead and log in and get that set up. Now, what I went ahead and before I start posting, I want to just show you a quick preview. As you can tell, these sentences look perfectly fine because now it started to mix up all the different combinations of those rotations of words that I wanted to do. And I want you to be able to see what it actually does. So I'm going to go, I already started hitting start posting. Then I went over to my browser and take a look. It already went ahead and started to put in that article. Automatically did it. Now I would let this run longer, but this is a really short video, I unfortunately can't let it go, but it basically does the same thing. I just resume and it continues the process and goes through all those article sites and submits an original article for that site. And I just go have a nice drink or relax for a little bit or take a nap, whatever I want to do, and I know that the articles are being submitted. And then at the end, it gives me a simple history report of how many sites it's submitted to, and you're done. So I trust this helped you.